Hi
Hi
there
there
and
and welcome
welcome. I
to
thought it was
Lorena's
about
Labyrinth.
time
I
that I
am Anna
put together
Pirelli
an
and I'm the
announcement
business
video
owner.
for
If
everybody and
astrology
update
is
you
a
all on
subject
what's
of
been
interest to
happening
you,
here
and clearly it is
at the
because you've
channel
clicked on
and
this
behind the
link,
scenes.
then you will find a number of
Apologise for
videos
delays in
by
loading
clicking on
content,
additional
and
links
I can
here in the
honestly say
playlist. I'm
doing
all
the
about the
videos
influence of
and
astrology on a
talking to
person's
people or
personality
talking
and
at
much, much
people
more.
is
To be
not
clear,
really
I'm
my
not an
style, so
astrologist, but
I
I
have found
recognise
the
that
process of
astrology offers a
creating
means to
these
raise
first
personal
videos
awareness about
to be
yourself and
quite
others as part
arduous,
of healthy
especially because of
relationship
the
building,
content.
and also for
Anyway,
knowing
I've
your own
loaded some
strengths and
videos today, the
limitations.
first
In
videos
my
in a
experience of
series of
delivering intuitive
numerology
services,
videos,
astrology
and
is not
oh
a
my gosh, gee,
standalone
this was a huge hurdle
method
for me.
of
So I've now got
identifying
through
these
the most
things, but it
difficult
works really
stages,
well when
um,
you
and
include
where I would have
aspects
preferred to
such
have
as
just jumped in and
numerology.
started showing
It's not
people how to
definitely
do
not
the
one size
numerology
fits all,
charts and so
although there
forth.
are generic
It just
themes
actually really
that fit
wasn't a good
particular
idea. I
star
need to give
signs.
people the foundational
So
concepts before we jump in and have the fun
I might
parts.
suggest
So
da
this
di
has all
da di
been
da
part of the
testing.
delays. And my apologies. So what you can expect to see content-wise over the next days and weeks is information on how to calculate your own numerology and give yourself fairly accurate reports. Then I aim to be delivering some lives where we can talk and discuss the implications of numerology for each of us. And I'm also in the process of revisiting some of the old content that I've had in the past and revamping it to be more applicable to the here and now. In regard to the website, my poor, tired old website has received an overhaul and a revamp. It's still in the process of being developed and repaired, but it had basically been sitting there for 10 years or so. It was just bored, tired, old, sad from where I sit. So that's all over now. It's a happening thing. It's on the improve. So, in regard to my services and the personal consultations that I offer, I actually am really restricting them. So, I wanted to make the point that with this channel, I'm not here actually to promote my business to get more customers because there is only me. There's not a whole list of employees working at Lorena's Labyrinth. And because this is a global platform, there would be a real risk that perhaps I would be inundated. I just wouldn't be able to keep up with it. It would drive me insane, actually. So, the other thing in regard to my services, I'm not putting my rates up. I'd rather spend my time putting up content here because it's a global platform and it means that I can get strategy, information, and wellness content to more people than if I just do one to one clients. I also recognise historically that some people like to reciprocate because they get benefit from the information that I give them. And I also recognise that gifting precedes the way to receiving. So it's something I'm always grateful for. If somebody wants to give me a donation, I've got a donation button on the website, but there's no expectation or obligations to people. I don't want them to feel they have to. I just would very much appreciate if they did. And if the difference, I want to make this very clear, if making a donation is a difference between you buying a loaf of bread to feed yourself or your children and donating to me, then just don't donate to me. I would rather that you feed yourself and your children and perhaps say a prayer or visualize financial abundance coming to me because I'm the same as everybody else. Anybody that works in the field of metaphysics or is spiritual, we tend to put our material needs behind what we feel is our humanitarian soul yearn, for want of a better description. And I'm the same. It's in my numbers, actually. It's my numerology. I have to use a lot of self discipline, but it's something that I find rewarding is to help people to make the best of themselves. So, anyway, leaving that aside, so the what I've been dealing with in regard to providing content has not been without some techno issues, and I've experienced all sorts of problems from slow running technology computers to clashing programs. Then, of course, problems with microphones. So I apologise for the sound quality in a lot of these videos. In the end, I decided that near enough actually could be good enough because I had tried about 4 different microphones, and it was just continuing to create delays in me getting the content up here. So anyway, if you've got any tips, I'm all open to hearing them. Thank you. So, in regard to the YouTube channel, I'm not particularly technologically savvy, shall we say, but I realise that also my style would be helpful to people if they have the little chapter links in the description so they can just click on stuff that interests them and jump from one part to the next. And apparently, to do that, I'm not 100% sure, but I think there needs to be 1,000 subscribers to the channel. So please, if you want to make it easy for everybody, just share this content and encourage people to come over and like and subscribe. and it should become a more pleasurable experience for everybody. Now, the other thing I have a few concerns about is what's going on currently with YouTube cancelling and deplatforming people. So I realise this is not a new thing for metaphysical workers. We all live in this world if we're delivering online services, the fear that we will be shut down because we don't meet mainstream views of norms. So, what I plan to do is create a channel over at Rumble as well. And then there will be different vehicles, if you like, for people to access my content and to develop themselves. I would imagine that there are people that are interested in what's happening with Realm Spiritual Advisors. Well, to be honest, it's sitting there on a back burner. I haven't forgotten about it completely or abandoned it yet. It's just the bottom line was it cost me thousands of dollars that, frankly, I could have spent in other ways, but I was holding on to this vision. Now, I had a lot of personal challenges during the development stage. Um, and from a position of hindsight, I made some very poor choices about the use of developers. And it took them that long to develop a product that actually didn't function properly. And then to get these problems fixed, I was quoted it would cost me another $17,000, at which point it's just like, you know what, actually, at what point do you stop throwing good money after bad? You've got to draw a line at some point. And your product that you're creating needs to be marketable. Now, because it took so long to deliver, I realised that people had lost faith in me and my capacity to deliver. I think they felt that I was BSing them or whatever, that it was never going to happen. Well, actually, even I lost faith in the end, but whatever. The point being that for it to go ahead and actually become a reality at some point in the future, then I need to identify, is there the workers that are wanting to work on the platform? Will it serve them? Is it something that they want? And then the other thing is, if we put the workers onto the platform, are we going to have the customers doing it? So yeah, all of these things need to be considered before I will make a final decision on Realm. So, just a reminder of the concept and the vision and the values that was behind the idea of Realm was to create a safe space for the practitioners to work from because they are exploited across so many different platforms, and to provide a safe space where customers could get services where they knew that the service providers had integrity with a shared value of kindness, care, and uplifting humanity. So, yes, I definitely need to see that there was a market there before I'd be willing to put any more money into the project. And yeah, I might even need to fundraise depending because the costs just keep going up for these kind of things. I think the developers have really worked out how to exploit um, small business, shall we say. Either way, whatever I do, I don't want to sell out my soul or my professional integrity in the process. So going forward, where I needed to take some time out for myself and get some personal space over the last months, which is typical of winter anyway, and Perth winter was particularly harsh for Perth, I'm now back on track and I'm exiting that proverbial cave that I've been in. Spring has arrived finally, and I'm starting to feel excited and joyous again about what we can do together because this is for everybody. And I just wanted to say thank you for being part of my journey. Please do subscribe. Please click the bell to be notified. We aren't far away as far as the channel's concerned from having lives. And I have to warn you, actually, probably our first ones might be a little bit disastrous because I still have to get the hang of it and it's all new learning for me. But I really hope to see you there because I feel that I work much better when I'm interacting with people as opposed to talking or speaking to the invisible or speaking to a computer. I love interacting with people. Anyway, have a beautiful, blessed, bright, sunshiny day, at least in spirit, if nothing else. Take care. Much love.